What's up guys, it's your boy Fitz. Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video, this time the Gen 4 edition. Now, I'm just going to go over these Pokemon briefly, Pokemon you should be saving up candies for, and how they're going to change the meta. Of course, when Gen 4 actually pops, we'll be going more in depth over these Pokemon, but I still want to give you guys kind of a layout of what you can expect. And here is Roserade. Roserade evolves from Roselia, and that's actually the shiny version. Check it out. The flowers are violet and black. I love that. Now, as you can see, Roserade is a monster. 2783 max CP, attack of 243. That will be the highest attack stat out of all grass Pokemon. Defense 206, which isn't too bad, but the stamina is 120. So this is going to be a glass cannon type Pokemon. Now, depending on the moves it's going to get, depends on how viable of an option it's going to be for a grass Pokemon. But you do want to catch as many Roselias as you can so you can get those candies and a potential good IV one so you can have a really good Roserade. Next on the list is Ambipom. Now, this one isn't going to be meta-changing by any means, but it's kind of hard to catch some regular Apoms in the wild, so if you're trying to fill out your Pokedex, make sure you catch as many of those as you can. I mean, it's got an attack stat of 205, which isn't bad, but it's a normal type Pokemon, so it's not going to deal super effective damage with its stab normal type moves. So this one's pretty much a Pokedex filler, and the shiny actually looks pretty cool. Not bad there, so if the shiny variant is released, I guess that's something you can go forward to, but all in all, this Pokemon isn't that much to be hyped about. Next up is Mismagius, however you want to pronounce it. It's a pure ghost Pokemon, and it evolves from Misdreavus. Now, one thing I really like about this Pokemon is that it's just pure ghost, and I like that. I think it's going to be the only pure ghost Pokemon we will still have in the game currently. Its max CP is 2465, which is mediocre. Its attack and defense stats over 200, which is not bad. That is very decent, but its stamina is 120, so this kind of fits it into the glass cannon range as well, and its shiny variant is very spooky. Looking at it normally, it looks spooky, but man, that neon green, whoo, that thing is scary. So that's a pretty cool shiny, and this Pokemon will be a viable ghost type choice if you're trying to do super effective damage, but it does boil down to what kind of moves Mismagius will have, so we will just have to see. Next up is a surprising one, Honchkrow. Honchkrow is actually a beast with a max CP of 2566, an attack stat coming at a whopping 243, a defense of 103, and a stamina of 200. So because the stamina is so high and the defense is so low, it kind of evens itself out. Still going on the trend of a glass cannon because that defense again is so low. And the shiny variant's pretty cool for Honchkrow also. So have no fear, having a ton of those Murkrow candies is going to land you a pretty good Pokemon. Dark type or flying type, it just depends on the moveset. We will see when it drops. But Honchkrow is a beast. It's actually going to be worthy of using once it comes out. Alright, now we're getting to the thick of things, where the meta-changing Pokemon are definitely coming through. We've got Weavile. Weavile evolves from Sneasel, and it is a beast. 2815 max CP, attack of 243, a defense of 182, and a stamina 140. So, not necessarily a glass cannon, but it's tipping the scale. It's tipping the edge. This is going to be a good dark type or ice type Pokemon, depending on the moveset. It is going to be viable for each, so Weavile is definitely going to be a nice addition, and that shiny is ridiculous. Look, it goes Super Saiyan. I think I like the original one better, but without a doubt, this is definitely a very powerful Pokemon. Next up, one of my personal favorites, Magnezone. It's an electric steel type with a max CP of almost 3000, attack of 238, a defense of 217, and a stamina of 140. This is a very good Pokemon. It's going to be one of the best electric Pokemon in the game. Chances are it's not going to get a full steel type moveset, so it's going to be more used for electrical uses, and it's going to be very useful, very viable. The shiny there, can't really see much difference. It looks like it turns white. The gray tint changes a little bit, and its middle eyeball goes blue, so definitely different. Again, just like all the Pokemon we're talking about, it's going to depend on the moveset. There's going to be new moves introduced come Gen 4 anyway, so we're going to have to see what happens. Nonetheless, save those Magneton candies, Magnemite candies, and make sure you have a good one, because this is going to be a very, very, very useful electric type Pokemon. Unfortunately, probably not on the steel type side, because it won't get a very good steel type moveset, more than likely. Perhaps one of the most ridiculous Pokemon in the whole Pokemon universe is Licky Licky. Of course, it evolves from Lickitung. It just looks ridiculous. It's got some tankiness going for it with a 181 defense and a 220 stamina. This is a Pokemon you're just going to throw in gyms for the most part. The shiny does look pretty cool. I like that really light yellow. It definitely complements the white there. It looks like it's wearing a tuxedo almost. Looks really cool. As far as its viability, again, it's going to be a defensive monster. It, depending on the movesets, is going to depend on how well it's going to be able to defend gyms. Next up is a fan favorite of Rhyperior. Rhyperior is a monster, evolving from Rhydon. Coming in with a max CP of 3869, attack 241, defense 224, and stamina 230. This thing is an overall just tank. It lives and breathes tankiness. And the shiny looks pretty cool too. Now, here's one thing I want you guys to know. No matter what, Groudon is going to be the best ground type in the whole Pokemon Go universe, in all the Pokemon universe. Groudon is the best. So what I'm basically trying to say is, you could get a good Rhyperior and use it as a ground type Pokemon, but we all have access to Groudon anyway. If you caught one, I do realize that some people didn't get a Groudon, and don't fear, we'll probably get them in the quest system, so everyone will have a Groudon eventually. But this is going to be a better rock type attacker, and hopefully it gets a good rock moveset come Gen 4. Then we have Tangrowth, my boy, or girl. Going to be the best grass Pokemon in the whole Pokemon universe, actually. It is the most well-rounded grass type we have. The shiny is green. Oh, I love that shiny variant. Coming in at 3,110 max CP, and all of its stats are 200 or higher, making it extremely well-rounded. And depending on the moveset, it's going to be the best grass Pokemon in the game, because it always depends on movesets, guys. The stats alone pretty much make it the best grass type in the game throughout all the generations, but it all boils down to movesets, so we're going to have to see what it's going to get. But I hope Niantic doesn't ruin Tangrowth, because getting a good Tangela and evolving it to Tangrowth is going to be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Now we got Electivire. Electivire, definitely a fan favorite, a really cool Pokemon that evolves from Electabuzz. It's got very good stats too. 2904 CP, 249 attack, 173 defense, and 150 stamina. So it's on the border of Glass Cannon type Pokemon, but it's gonna pack a serious punch, and it definitely deserves to be on your electric team. And then here's the shiny variant, just a little bit darker, and looks like the red eyes and the red tips turn to blue. So nonetheless, this thing's a beast. It's built for power, and it's going to give you a lot of DPS before fainting. So you want to make sure you have a good Electabuzz ready to go. Just a few more to go, counting down, and we got Magmortar. Magmortar evolves from Magmar, and it is a beast. Shiny variant is red, just like Magmar is, and it comes in 2980 max CP, again attack of 247, defense 186, and stamina 150. Now, it's not going to be the best fire Pokemon in the game, but it definitely deserves to be on your team. Of course, depending on the moveset, I'll be saying that 1,000 times, probably already have. It's going to be the best Pokemon on your team. You're going to want your team. You're going to want Entei, Moltres, Flareon, Magmortar. Magmortar definitely deserves to have a place in your fire team. 247 attack is nothing to scoff at. Next up is Togekiss, a very meta-changing fairy-type Pokemon. Granted that fairy quick moves will come into the game, and hopefully they will. A CP over 3,000, attack of 225, defense of 227, and stamina of 170. Not only does this Pokemon deal a lot of damage, it can take a lot of damage. This thing is a tank, and pretty much the only difference in the shiny variant there is the color swap. This Pokemon is going to be the Dragon Killer, literally. Not only is this Pokemon going to be good at taking down dragons, it's going to be good in the defensive part of the game as well, in gyms. So this is definitely the definition of a meta-changing Pokemon without a doubt. But again, you guys already know, it depends on the moves. Now we got Yanmega. Yanmega evolves from Yanma, and it is a beastly bug-type Pokemon. 2873, 231 attack, 172, and 172. Very well rounded, and it's going to deal a lot of damage. And the shiny is apparently not available. Okay then. Yanmega is going to be a beast, and everyone struggles to kind of find some wild Yanmegas. I luckily have enough candies, but I haven't found a good one yet. So I'm hoping I find a good Yanmega, because it's going to be viable in the meta. Just so you know, a good example would be Tyranitar is weak to bug. So this Yon Mega will definitely make quick work of Tyranitar if Tyranitar doesn't have a rock type moveset, because this is 4 times weak to rock. But you do see my point. This is going to deal a ton of damage depending on the type of moveset. Now I'm going to breeze through these. Leafeon, I mean, obviously the evolutions are going to be really good. There is a shiny variant, not much difference. 2849, 216 attack, 254 defense, and stamina. This is going to be one of the best grass type Pokemon in the game and deserves to be in your party along with Tangrowth, Venusaur, Exeggutor, etc. And then we got Glaceon. Glaceon, 2866, 230 attack, 212 defense, and 130 stamina, a common theme with all evolutions with that stamina. And the shiny variant's kind of cool. It's brighter blue colors and it's white. Pretty awesome. This has the potential, we haven't ran the numbers yet at the Go Hub, but this has the potential to deal more damage than the Articuno before fainting. So save up a good EV. I've got 100% EV ready to go, and I'm going to turn it into a Glaceon. Now we got a Pokemon that some people may forget about, including myself, is Gliscor. Gliscor, ground flying, evolves from Gligar, 2602, 185 attack, 248 defense, and 150 stamina. This is very defensive based Pokemon, and its shiny is cool too. So getting a good Gliscor would help you in your gyms. Now granted, Niantic does change the gym system down the road, but yes, Gliscor is a tank. It is a very good Pokemon in that term, so it might have some usefulness down the road. Mamoswine. Definitely a meta game changer. Oh, 3289 max CP, 247 attack, 157 defense, and 220 stamina. So it still keeps its tankiness. To an extent, the defense is a little low, but this is going to be one heck of an ice type attacker or a ground type attacker. But like I said about Groudon, you probably want to make Mamoswine an ice type attacker. And its shiny is not that great. I mean, that's my personal opinion. So I'll probably stick with the normal Mamoswine. If I catch a shiny, that's great, but this thing's going to be a beast. Straight out. Like, the ice movesets, if this gets one, is going to be insane and probably going to be the best ice attacker in the game. Okay, so Porygon Z, there's not much to say about it, although it does evolve from Porygon 2. It's a normal type Pokemon, and it's probably going to have access to some ridiculous moves, and it has a ridiculous high attack stat. But the fact that its stab moves, normal stab moves, aren't going to deal any super effective damage, kind of makes Porygon Z interesting. Now its shiny is really cool, I like that color difference, but I guess it just depends on the moves. If we can get like a pure electric moveset or a pure fighting moveset, something like that, if we can get a pure one type moveset, this might have some uses and be a very good generalist overall. Now we got the fighting counterpart of Gardevoir, Gallade. Gallade almost 3000 CP, 237 attack, 220 defense, and 136 stamina. A glass cannon, and usually has a good access to fighting moves. So this is going to be a good fighting type addition to Pokemon Go. We'll just have to see what kind of fighting moves there will be, especially if there's any new ones, and that shiny looks amazing. 3 more to go, fam. Hope you're hanging in there. We got Probopass. Probopass evolves from Nosepass, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. It has a mustache, yes indeed. Its shiny is kind of cool, it turns gold, but this Pokemon is not going to be much. You can throw in a gym to annoy people because that 278 defensive stat is one of the highest in the game. That's ridiculous, but it's not going to deal that much damage. So this is solely going to be a defensive and Pokédex filler. Now this Pokemon kind of carries over the same type of use as Probopass. It's very high defense, 254, attacks 180, which is a little bit higher, but stamina is 90. So Dusknoir does evolve from Dusclops. It's a pretty interesting Pokemon, and it is the other pure ghost type. I knew I was forgetting one when I was talking about Miss Magius. This is a pure ghost type as well, so it makes it very interesting, to say the least. So we'll have to see exactly how well the movesets are going to be for Dusknoir. But the shiny looks pretty cool. It's a blue color, so again, this is the main theme, guys. Depends on the moveset, so we'll have to see. I like the stats. The stamina is just too low for me. And last but not least, Frostlass. Frostlass has no meta relevance whatsoever unless abilities come out in the game. Other than that, Frostlass has terrible stats. It's an ice ghost, so it has a cool typing, and it evolves from Snorunt, but has to be a female. Now the shiny looks pretty cool too, but yeah, Frostlass pretty much is not going to have a use. But there you have it, guys. There's all the Pokemon that you should be saving up candies for that are coming in Gen 4 from Pokemon we can catch now. There are definitely some big heavy hitters and a lot of glass cannons, but glass cannons have a use too because they can deal a lot of damage. So, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Which one are you most excited for? Have you been preparing already? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. That's the boy Fitz. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.